The main obstacle to a stable and just world order is the United States. It is sort of a disease when you consider yourself some kind of god, the creator of everything, but I feel comfortable about it now since I began to live it out. The sovereignty of states must be subordinated to international law and international institutions. American supremacy is the greatest threat to the world today. In politics, manipulating reality can take precedence over finding reality. The main enemy of the open society, I believe, is no longer the communist but the capitalist threat. It's not whether you're right or wrong that's important, but how much money you make when you're right and how much you lose when you're wrong. If truth be known, I carried some rather potent messianic fantasies with me from childhood which I felt I had to control, otherwise I might end up in the loony bin. But when I made my way in the world I wanted to indulge myself in my fantasies. Economic history is a never-ending series of episodes based on falsehoods and lies, not truths. It represents the path to big money. The object is to recognize the trend whose premise is false, ride the trend and step off before it is discredited. The main obstacle to a stable and just world order is the United States. This idea happens to coincide with the prevailing opinion in the world. And I think that's rather shocking for Americans to hear. There is always a divergence between our perception and what actually exists. I'm not better than the next trader, just quicker at admitting my mistakes and moving on to the next opportunity. The collapse of the global marketplace would be a traumatic event with unimaginable consequences. Yet I find it easier to imagine than the continuation of the present regime. Increase your bets when you are confident and scale down your positions when you don't have conviction. In certain circumstances, financial markets can affect the so-called fundamentals which they are supposed to reflect. When that happens, markets enter into a state of dynamic disequilibrium and behave quite differently from what would be considered. I'll tell you what I'd do if it were up to me. I would establish a strictly controlled distribution network through which I would make most drugs, excluding the most dangerous ones like crack, legally available. Initially I would keep the prices low. There is no point in being confident and having a small position. My main concern is with the world order. Quotes famous. Thank you for watching.